Okay, well, hello everybody. I understand that among the people who might be listening to me are some old friends, Hu Jinping, Li Xing, and Chen Weling also. Uh, I want to say hello to my old friends. The, the internet has been a wonderful, wonderful development. It was a wonderful place to live until some of the bad guys got active. It's still a very wonderful place to live, but just like any big city, you have to learn to stay out of the dark alleys and how to keep your doors locked. I hope the internet will continue to be a tool for communication among all peoples of the world and for bettering humanity and society. So, what did I do in the internet? Well, I was very privileged to be at the National Science Foundation of the United States at a time when the United States was a prime country in internet development, and our network, the National Science Foundation Network, the NSFNet, was a place that other countries' academic networks wanted to connect with, if for no other reason than we had some 280 universities reachable on the network, and also the Library of Congress, and also the National Institutes of Health. So my work, or my job, was to help other countries make the connection to our network. And unlike some jobs where you have to go out and sell things and convince people, I didn't have to. They were already convinced. I just had to help them connect. So that's most of the work that I was doing. When I say it wasn't just I had a lot of friends and collaborators, colleagues in many places that made things happen along with me. And I can't think of anything that I really accomplished if I didn't have the help and collaboration of many people along the way. So the internet has really always been a place of people trusting each other and collaborating, although I know a lot of the trust is very guarded now. I wish some of that old trust could be brought back. But at least in the early days of international internet development, a lot of things were just done on the basis of trust. We would just shake hands and things would get done, and they get done fast. So in the early days of the internet, I'd say mainly before the middle of the 1990s, most of the internet activity was among networks to which universities or research laboratories were connected so that people could collaborate with each other. So I could say they're academic networks. And there are a few collaborations that I can recall which really depended on internet connectivity. I can recall one from a U.S. university in North Carolina collaborating with somebody in Mexico and somebody else in Brazil on snake venoms. And each had his own role in that. And the man from North Carolina the professor told me, they never could have done their work in such a short time or so easily if they didn't have the network to help them out. And this was in the very early 90s. Starting in 1994, I was keeping track of the statistics. In 1994, that's about the time that the commercial networks started to overtake, say, the academic, technical, government-oriented networks. And while the latter grew at a steady pace, the commercial networks just skyrocketed. And so now most of the network activity that I know about is commercial networking activity. I know a lot of academic and research, or research in general, has become very much international. There's a lot of work in many different fields, nanotechnology, genetics, just to name a few. They're truly international. They involve China, they involve the United States, they involve Japan, they involve Europe, and increasingly so they involve even parts of Africa. So when people are doing research, of course they want to be the first ones to publish their research, no matter what country they're in. But some of those published publications involve researchers from many countries. And although I do not read all the literature, I do read, or at least summaries of articles in many fields. And I see that there are collaborators from China and from the United States and from Europe, all collaborating on one paper. And interestingly enough, some of the people from the United States and United States universities have Chinese names. And I know you're trying to get them to come back to China, but we want to hold on to them here. So anyway, as they say, in conclusion, I hope you have a wonderful meeting. I hope you will increase the wonderful work that I know you're doing on your technical work that you're doing in the network in China. I hope you will be able to do increasing collaboration with us in the United States, in spite of governments on both sides. So good luck with your meeting.